Morning guys, very welcome to your yoga practice. Some of you may know me, I'm Kel, others may not. Awesome to have you in this space. It's a really amazing thing to be able to come to your mat, regardless of how that looks like for you. So get comfortable in your lounge room, your bedroom, your deck, your space. Roll out your mat. Grab yourself some of your props, your blocks. If you don't have a block, grab yourself a couple of hardcover books, something that's got a little bit of support for you, but don't worry too much if you don't have all the bits and pieces. Yoga is within you. It comes from the heart. More now than anything, you need to come to your mat as a regular practice, even if it's for 10 minutes. Find that stillness. Begin in Shavasana. Please lay down on the floor. Let your legs go long. The back of your head gently touches down onto your mat. Please always use as many or as few adjustments as you need to find your Shavasana for this moment. How that looks is that you may need to adjust your heels, soften through your hips. Might feel nice to bring your shoulder blades a little closer together and create space both at the front and the back of your chest. They're usually the larger muscle groups that require that first little bit of attention, or the place that we easily notice. I'd invite you or encourage you now to start to look for the subtleties. Maybe your ankles soften, your toes gently roll out. Hands are soft. Back of your neck is long. You can feel the weight of your head lightly pressing into your back. Areas that subtly hold tension in your body. Relax your shoulders, soften your jaw, relax your tongue from the roof of your mouth, soften between your eyebrows. Now start to settle into your intentional stillness at the beginning of your yoga. Taking intentional stillness or Shavasana at the beginning of your practice gives you the opportunity to really check into how you feel today when you've come to your mat. These are very new and interesting times for each and every one of us within the space. So if you need your practice to be a little softer, and it needs to come from a more nurturing space, awesome, please do that. If you've got a little bit of energy because you've spent quite a bit of time indoors, your movement may be a little bit more dynamic, invigorating by nature. Both beautiful representations of yoga, one is not more or less than the other. Start to bring awareness to a conscious breath. As you inhale, feel your ribcage expand, your belly rise. And with your exhale, feel your belly soften, your chest gently fall. This is not a breath that needs to be exaggerated. It's nothing that you're striving for or a sense of achievement. This is just a more expansive breath than how you would normally operate throughout the day. A breath that will support your yoga. Maybe slightly audible in sound as you feel the breath glide up and down the back of your throat. This is known as Ujjayi, the working intentional breath. Please let your breath be the hero of your practice, guiding you into your posture, leading you out of your pose. If you notice that you become disconnected from your breath, if it gets a little choppy or you're holding your breath, please rein it in, take it softer. You'll always come back to your mat tomorrow. Full breath in. Exhale completely. Supta Baddha Konasana. Please bend your knees, place the soles of your feet together. Diamond your knees out towards the edges of your mat. Little press energy to the outer edges of your feet. You may need to adjust your tailbone to feel a little bit more comfortable around your hips and pelvis. After that though, let gravity do the majority of work here for you. If you need a little bit more support for yourself, grabbing your blocks or your books, placing them gently underneath your thighs for an additional support. Otherwise, staying as you are. Noticing a gentle stretch through your inner thigh line, soft awakening to the outer edge of your hips. This may be enough for today. Those wanting to go a little deeper, inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Bend your elbows, place your thumbs into your elbow creases to form a gentle bind. Your biceps will fall by your ears. You'll feel a gentle sensation of your shoulders pressing into your mat. Never feel like you have to force your elbows down to the floor. Anatomically, that may not be where you're at. It takes a few rounds of conscious breathing to create some space. You start to feel as a gentle awareness too, from your hip line to your elbow tip. Full breath in. For those who chose to take your bind, opposite elbow, opposite palm, create the variation within your yoga practice, not only anatomically, but how that feels now for you to lead with the non-dominant side within your practice. One more breath in. Exhale completely. Full breath in. Exhale to release. Bring your hands to your sides, let your legs go long, return to Shavasana. Feeling a gentle blood flushing sensation from your hips to your heels. And if you'd like to connect to your own purpose or your intention as to what brings you to your mat this morning, very welcome to do so. Recovery pose. Inhale, bring your right arm up overhead. The back of your hand touches to the carpeted space or your mat. Exhale, roll onto your right. Place your left hand in front of your chest, gives you a little bit of support. Your right bicep will support your neck. You're welcome to start to open your eyes. Be a little bit more aware and present to the space. Full breath in. Transition. Wide leg balasana. Wide leg child's pose. Press yourself up. Make your way to the back of your mat. Your toes touch, your knees go wide. If this is a little bit too much for your hips, please take your knees a little closer together. Alternatively, place a block under your chest for support. Bring your arms in front of you, lengthen your fingertips to the top of your mat, rest your forehead down to the floor. Feeling a gentle sensation of your hips drawing towards your heels or tailbone lengthening towards the back of your mat, whichever resonates a little clearer within your body for your practice. If it has been a little bit of a challenging or interesting week for anyone, and by that I mean most probably everyone that's watching this at the moment, take a moment, rock and roll through your eye space, let go of any tension to the back of your neck, and know that this is your practice. Lateral expression. Walk your hands to the right hand side of your mat. Place both your palms down in on the edge of your mat, or you may touch the flooring beneath you, and then resting your forehead back down to the floor. If this feels a little bit troublesome or a little bit too intense at the moment, grab your block, place it underneath your forehead for an additional support. Feeling a gentle stretch down the left side of your body. Whether that is focused around your left armpit to your left hip, or feeling the stretch from your left fingertips to the outer edge of your left hip, both beautiful representations of yoga. Full breath in. Exhale to release. Walk your hands to the center of your mat. Take them to the left hand side, feel both your palms either on the edge of your mat or they may touch the floor beneath your mat. All you're exploring is expansion down the right side of your body. Breathing deeply into your right lung space. Using your exhale to soften your right shoulder down and back, maybe your right hip closer to your right heel, not important if you don't. Full breath in. Exhale to release. Come back to the center of your mat. Place your hands shoulder distance apart. Gentle press of energy to the knuckle regions of your fingers as you feel them lengthen forward. Simultaneously, feeling your tailbone lengthen back or hips towards your heels. Once again, something will resonate a little clearer within your practice for your body. Inhale, come to tabletop position. Landing to all fours, realign so your knees are underneath your hips. Your wrists, your elbows underneath your shoulders. Shin bones parallel to each other, tops of your feet remain down onto your mat. Cat-cow breathing, cow position, lift your tailbone, drop your belly, lift your chest, look up towards the top of the ceiling. Exhale, bring your chin to your chest, round your upper back, squeeze your belly in, bring your tailbone under at the edge. Inhale, 3 more, moving through cow position, starting to find the connection to your breath and your movement as one, look up. Cat position, exhale, rounding in. Press the heel of your palm into the floor, create intentional doming at your shoulders, tailbone under at the edge. Inhale, cow position. Moving through sacral area, lumbar spine, thoracic, cervical. Exhale, go the other way. Cat position, move through your neck, your upper back, lower back, tailbone area. Final one, inhale. Cat position, exhale. Neutral spine, inhale. Thread the needle, look at your right hand. Inhale, take your right hand to the ceiling. If there is no neck issue, look towards your right thumb now. Exhale, thread your right hand underneath your left. Land to the outside edge of your right shoulder. Let the right hand side of your face touch down to the floor. Adjusting the weight distribution of your knees, usually right hip up, left hip down. And if this is enough, you're welcome to stay here. If you want to create a little bit of variation, a couple of options, you can slide your left hand forward, creating length with your fingertips as you press down to the floor. Alternatively, take your left hand behind your lower back and open up through the front of your chest. If this doesn't allow you to feel stable though in your practice, please leave your hand down on the floor. Support yourself. Full breath in. Exhale, release. Place your left hand to your mat. Unbind your right arm from underneath. Look all the way to the center as you unwind. Exhale, right hand to the floor. Opposite side, look at your left hand. Inhale, take your left hand to the ceiling. Exhale, thread your left hand underneath your right. Land to the outside edge of your left shoulder. Let the left hand side of your face touch down to the floor. Gently bring your lower ribs towards each other. Keep your spine supported. Feel the weight distribution even across your knees. Again, your variations, you can take your right hand long in front of you, variation 1. If you'd like to take your right hand behind you, maybe one day fingertips landing in the thigh line, not important if they do not. And if you don't feel stable here, leave your right hand onto your mat. Full breath in. Exhale, release. Place your right hand to the floor. Unbind your left arm from underneath. Look all the way to the ceiling as you unwind. Exhale, taking your hand back down to your mat. Gate position. Looking at your right knee, turn your right shin bone to a 45-degree angle. You'll feel the top of your foot touch down onto the flooring underneath your mat. Step your left foot back in line with your right knee. Inhale, take your right fingertips towards the ceiling. Again, if there is no neck issue, you can look towards your left thumb now. If you need something a little softer, maybe keep your gaze down towards the floor. Option to stay here. For those who'd like to go a little deeper, inhale, picking your left foot up away from the floor. Heel and line with your hip, toes flex back towards your face, full breath in. Exhale, release. Bring your left hand to your mat, bring your left knee back down, square off your hips. Opposite side, look to your left knee, left shin bone turns to 45-degree angle. Step your right foot back in line with your left knee. Inhale, your right fingertips towards the ceiling. Outer edge of your right foot presses to the floor. This may be enough for you today. As you start to feel your left hand press into the floor, creating strength through your shoulder. Otherwise, option to take your right foot away from your mat. Full breath in. Exhale, release. Take your right hand to the floor, bring your right knee back down, squaring off your hips. 2 more rounds, cat-cow breathing, cow position. Lift your tailbone, drop your belly, lift your chest, look up. Cat position, go the other way, chin to chest, round your upper back, squeeze your belly in, bring your tailbone under. Final one, inhale, creating movement through each part of your spine, look up. Exhale, cat position, go the other way, chin to chest, belly on, tailbone under. Neutral spine, inhale. Anahata, or extended puppy pose. Take your right hand to the right hand corner of your mat, your left hand to the left hand corner of your mat. Allow enough space that you can bring your chest down towards the floor, chin forward if there is no neck issue. If there is, please tuck your chin, put your lips, your forehead down to the floor. Lower ribs gently draw towards each other, sit bones stay high above your knees. Keep pressing your hands into the floor, find engagement through your forearms and your shoulders, not collapsing into your shoulders, create stability in your upper body. Full breath in. Full exhale out. Not here for too much longer, full breath in. Awesome work. Child's pose. Exhale, press back. Bring your hips to your heels, place your forehead down to the floor. Down facing dog. Exhale, roll over your toes, your sit bones go high. It is your first down facing dog. Please feel free to create movement for yourself. That may be mobilizing through your hips, bending your knees, marching on the spot. Come back to the center and pause. Inhale, lift your heels away from the floor. Exhale, pivot your heels to your right, land them back down to your mat. Inhale, bring your heels through center. Exhale, land your heels to your left. A little bit of ankle mobility happening. Inhale through center. Exhale, land your heels to your right. Final one. Inhale, bring your heels through center. Exhale, land your heels to your left. Inhale, come back to center. Keeping your heels elevated, your belly on, start to step your feet one by one towards the top of your mat. When you get there, ragdoll style, keeping your feet hip width distance apart. Let your back of your neck be nice and long, your head hang heavy. You may like to let your hands dangle to the floor. Alternatively, you can take a body weight bind, bend your elbows, place your thumbs into your elbow creases, let your biceps fall where it is. This may not apply to everyone watching. Have a look at your knees. Some may naturally knock knee to the center line.
Gentle spiraling action of your knees out so they remain underneath your hips. Opposite elbow, opposite palm. Let go of the tension to the back of your shoulders, back of your neck, releasing your jaw. Release your bind altogether. Press your feet, engage your belly. Use your inhale to slowly roll yourself up. You're engaging through the inner line, through your calves, through your thighs, your inner core line, rather than your back muscles pulling you up. Each of your vertebrae stacks. You bring your chin off your chest last. Tadasana, step your feet together. Toes touch, heels close, arms by your sides. Chin parallel to the floor. Getting into some sun salutations. Inhale, arms up, palms touch. Exhale, bend your knees if you need, hinge from your hips, swan dive down, take it all the way to the floor. 2 half lifts, Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. Press your fingertips to your shins, feel how that is leverage for you to lengthen the crown of your head forward. Simultaneously your tailbone lengthens back. Exhale, fold. Bring your chest towards your thighs, tuck your chin at the end, find completion pose. One more, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. Shoulders in line, the hips flat back, belly on. This time, place your hands on the floor beside your feet, low lunge. Step your right foot to the back of your mat. First lunge position, always give yourself a moment to set up. You're just starting to awaken through the front of your hip flexors, working into your hips. Line of energy traveling all the way to your right heel and the back of your right thigh gently lifts towards the ceiling. Plank position, place your hands on the floor, bring your left foot to meet your right. First plank hold, it is a load-bearing exercise. Drop your knees if you need at any stage. Heel of your palm presses down to the floor, creating intentional doming action at your shoulders. Gaze lands towards the top of your mat, lower belly in and up, lower ribs towards each other. First round is always a little softer. Inhale, move your weight forward. Put your knees on the floor, release your toes towards the back of your mat. Chaturanga variation, exhale, bend your elbows, come all the way down to the floor, breathing out. Baby Cobra, inhale, lift your chest. Take it nice and gently for your first back bend. Child's pose, exhale. Push your hands to the floor, bend your knees, bring your hips to your heels, put your forehead down to your mat. That variation of your vinyasa, always available to you, whether it's day 1 or 10,001 of your practice. If you need something a little softer, or you're supporting an injury, building upper body strength, please take that variation. Down dog, exhale, roll over your toes, sit bones go high. Second down dog, you may need to create movement still through your feet. Otherwise, you bring your awareness to the front of your mat, even though your gaze is not there. Start to feel the space at your shoulders. Maybe give yourself a yes or no. Back of your neck is heavy. Back of your neck is long, head is heavy. Right toes go high, inhale. Low lunge. Bring your right foot forward, land it lightly. Right knee over your right ankle. Place your right hand to your right hip. Turn towards the right side of your mat. Stack your shoulders. Welcome to stay here, or inhale, extend your right fingertips towards the ceiling if you feel like you're ready. Look towards your right thumbnail, alternatively keep your gaze in a more neutral position if you need. Full breath in. Revolve lunge, exhale. Place your right hand on the inside edge of your right foot, put your left heel down on the floor, inhale, your left fingertips towards the ceiling this time. Outer edges of your feet press into your mat, so you're not toe gripping your towel, you find the stability across the whole sole of your foot. Exhale, release. Take your left hand to your mat, frame your right foot, step your left foot to meet your right. Half lift, Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Press your feet, engage your belly. Inhale, circle sweep your arms to rise. Palms briefly touch. Exhale, takes you all the way to the floor, quad strong belly on. Find an element of control to your forward fold so you're not pulling on your hamstring attachment points. Half lift, Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. Place your hands on the floor beside your feet. Low lunge, step your left foot to the back of your mat. Exhalation, breath lands you. Right knee of your right ankle, energy to your left heel. Your heel lands vertically above your toes, so rather than overextending through the bottom of your calf, find a stopping point so you've got stability through the front of your thigh. Plank position, step your right foot to meet your left. Once again, load-bearing exercise, heel of your palm, pressing the floor away, lower ribs towards each other, lower belly in and up. Always welcome to put your knees on the floor if you need. Otherwise, full vinyasa, inhale, move your weight forward. Chaturanga Dandasana, exhale, lower down halfway, heart doesn't drop below your elbows. Up dog as you inhale. Bringing your hips towards your wrist crease, broaden your shoulders, squeeze your scapula, your shoulder blades together. Down dog. Exhale, chin to chest, belly on. Lift your sit bones up and back. Third down facing dog, we introduce a little bit of alignment principle. Feet hip width distance apart, outer edge of your feet parallel to the outer edge of your mat. Your heels may touch the floor. If they don't feel like you have to force your heels to your mat. Bend your knees, lift your sit bones up and back, bring your belly in and up, find the length through your spine. Next twist is to your left toes go high, inhale. Low lunge, left foot forward, land it lightly. Left knee over your left ankle, left hand onto your left hip. Turning towards the left side of your mat. Stack your shoulders first, nice way to open up through your chest. And then option to extend your left fingertips to the ceiling if you're ready. A little bit of engagement to your inner left thigh, so your knee doesn't splay wide. Feel the action of your shin bones draw towards each other and how that creates stability for you around your pelvis. Revolve lunge. Exhale. Left hand on the inside edge of your left foot. Put your right heel on the floor. And inhale, your right fingertips towards the ceiling. Full breath in. Exhale, release. Right hand touches down. Frame your left foot. Bring your right foot to meet your left. Half lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Press with your feet, engage your belly. Inhale, circle sweep your arms to rise. This time, bring your palms to touch, thumbs crossed. Take a gentle back bend, reach your fingertips towards the ceiling. Your legs are strong and straight, and you start to bring your biceps towards your ears. It does not matter how deep you come, just feel the opening through the front of your body. Inhale back to center. Exhale, take it all the way to the floor. Moving a little quicker for your second vinyasa. Half lift, Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. Place your hands on the floor beside your feet. Step or lightly float for someone at home. Make your way through your vinyasa. Use the length of your breath. It's an inhale that moves you forward. Chaturanga Dandasana, exhale, lower down halfway. Up dog as you inhale. Tops of your feet remain pressing into the floor. Down dog as you exhale. Bringing your awareness to your hands this time. Shoulder width distance apart. Pressing into the knuckle regions of your index finger, your thumb. Feel the action of your thumbs trying to draw towards each other to engage your biceps. Keep pressing a little bit of energy into your pinky finger to keep your forearms, your triceps engaged. Not the majority of your weight though. It's a smaller bone on that side of your wrist. Right toes go high, inhale. Low lunge. Right foot forward, land it lightly. Anjaneyasana, roll over your left toes, put your left knee on the floor. Inhale, arms up. Palms touch, cross your thumbs. Half moon variations. Exhale, take your fingertips to your right. Doesn't matter how deep you come, think extension down, left side of your body, rather than depth. Full breath in. Exhale to release, come back to center. Lateral twist, left hand to the back of your left thigh. Your right palm reaches towards the wall behind you. Right quadricep muscle stays engaged, find your stability. Inhale, bring your left hand back to meet your right. Davis Namaskar, bring your chin to your chest, your navel to your spine. Round in, bring your forehead to your knee. Squeeze your belly in and up, intentional frontal body compression. Inhale, come back through center. Shift your weight towards your left shin. Find your hips, move them slightly forward. Start to bring your biceps back towards your ears. Keep pressing into your right heel and the top of your left foot. Come up out of your hips. Inhale back to center. Exhale, frame your right foot with your hands. Left foot meets your right. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Press your feet, engage your belly. Inhale, circle, sweep your arms to rise. Palms briefly touch. Exhale, take it all the way to the floor with control. Half lift, Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. Place your hands on the floor beside your feet, left foot steps back, right foot follows, or step or lightly float. Make your way through your vinyasa. Please move at a fluidity, rhythm, and length of your breath. If that's faster or slower than my lead at any time, moving through, everyone comes to down facing dog. Full breath in. Exhale completely. Your left toes go high, inhale. Low lunge. Left foot forward, land it lightly. Anjaneyasana, roll over your right toes, put your right knee on the floor. Inhale, bring your arms up. Palms touch, cross your thumbs. Exhale, take your fingertips to your left this time. Deep breathing into your right lung space, full breath in. Exhale, release. Lateral twist, exhale. Right hand to the back of your right thigh. Left palm reaches towards the wall behind you. Inhale, bring your right hand back to meet your left. Davis Namaskar, bring your chin to your chest, your navel to your spine. Round in, bring your forehead to your knee. Inhale, come back through center. Shift your weight towards your right shin, hips forward, starting to go back. Your biceps move towards your ears, chest lifts, pressing into your right foot, into your left heel. Inhale through center, exhale, frame your left foot. Step your right foot to meet your left, half lift, inhale, exhale, fold. Bring your hands to prayer position, engage your belly, use your inhale to roll yourself up. Please take all the time that you need, stack each vertebrae one on top of each other, and bring your chin off your chest last. Ardha Chandrasana variation, inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Take your right index finger, your right thumb, place it around your left wrist. Press your left palm towards your ceiling, use your upper body strength, bring your left foot out, around and behind your right. Bend your right knee. Same as what you've been doing from the ground up. Just having a little bit of element of balance introduced. Heart rate elevates with your hands above your head. Stay with your breath. Full breath in. Doing awesome. Exhale, release. Come back to center. Left index finger, left thumb. Place it around your right wrist. Use the strength of your upper body. Your right palm presses towards your ceiling. Your right foot comes out around and behind your left. Bending your left knee. Full breath in. Exhale, release. Come back to center. Interlacing all 10 fingers. Palms stay squeezing. Release your index fingers. Step your feet together. Taking a little deeper back bend. Starting to reach up first of all. Look towards your ceiling. If this is enough, staying here. Legs just long and straight, strong and straight. If you're moving your hips forward, slightly in front of you. And then start to bring your arms back towards your ears. Particularly biceps back towards your ears. Think opening through the front line of your body, so slightly relaxed through the front of your body. There is still strength to the back of your body though, not completely relaxed, not sitting into your lower back. If you're still looking towards the ceiling, trust yourself, start taking a little bit of your gaze back towards the wall behind you. Come back to center, awesome work. Bend your knees, straight spine forward fold, take it all the way down to the floor. Let your hands touch your mat. Squat down, bend down, create a little movement for yourself if you need. This is a little bit more intuitive than it is instructional, this part. Listen to your body. Bring your feet hip-width distance apart. Bhujangasthasana, take your peace fingers between your big toe and your second toe. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Bring your chest towards your thighs, tuck your chin, let the back of your neck be long. A little bit of weight moves towards the ball of your foot. It does not matter if your knees are bent. Please bend your knees if you're supporting any lower back or hamstring concerns. Diamond your elbows out towards the sides of your mat. Relax your shoulders. Don't forget to breathe. Release. Variation 2. Ardha Hastasana from the front. Pick up all 10 toes. Slide your hands underneath the soles of your feet. Step onto your palms. Once again, inhale, half lift first, create length through your spine, and exhale, bend your elbows out towards the sides of your mat. Let the back of your neck be long. Again, it does not matter if your knees are bent. For those wanting to introduce a little bit of hamstring element, keep pressing your weight into the ball of your foot towards the front of your foot. Quadricep muscles remain engaged, your knees press back towards the back of your mat or the wall behind you. Sit bones rise towards the ceiling, and you fold. Gently release. Take your hands out from underneath your feet. Heel toe feet back together. Bring your hands to your hips. Engage your belly. Come all the way out. Take the time you need. Feet together. Garudasana, eagle. Might turn front on for this one for a little bit of demonstration. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale,
Bring your right arm underneath your left. Wrap at your wrists and forearms. Thumbs are towards your nose. Your pinky fingers will face the top of your mat or forward. Any shoulder issues, you can take your hands here. Give yourself a nice big hug. We all need one of them at the moment. Alternatively, if you're working towards your bind, backs of your hands lightly press against each other. Once you've got your bind, bend your knees, sit down nice and low. This might feel enough as you stretch out through Achilles, start to feel a little bit of strength building in bottom half of your body, core is on. Those introducing a little bit more balance this morning, pick up your right foot, placing your right toes eventually behind your calf muscle, or point them in the direction you would like them to go. Does not matter if they don't get there. Squeeze in, inner thigh squeezing, wrist forearms squeezing together, intentionally reducing blood flow to every major joint. And release. Inhale, arms up overhead, palms touch. Straight to your left side, bring your left arm underneath your right. Wrap at your wrists and forearms. Once again, thumbs towards your nose, pinky fingers towards the top of your mat. Alternatively, grab a hold of your shoulders, or backs of your hands can also touch each other whilst you're working towards your bind. Bend your knees, tailbone anchors down. This time your left foot up and over your left thigh, up and over your right. Toes eventually behind your calf muscle. Squeezing in. High shoulder, working it down. Lower hip, working it up. Finally, squeeze in. Intentional squeeze wherever you are. Just building concentration, determination. And release. Inhale. Arms up overhead, palms touch. Take your hands to your heart space. Take a moment into Tadasana. Full breath in. Exhale completely. Moving back into the vinyasas. Come to the top of your mat. Toes touch, heels close, arms are by your sides. Inhale. Bring your arms up overhead, your palms touch. Exhale. Swan dive down. Quad strong, belly on. Still finding the element of control in your forward fold. Half lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale. Place your hands on the floor beside your feet. Step or lightly float. Make your way through your vinyasa. Choice is yours. Your knees can be on the floor. You can transition through baby cobra to child's pose. Alternatively, up facing dog to down facing dog. Those series of movements are resting postures where you can find a deep connection to your breath. If they don't serve you at any stage though, please skip them out. Take rest in down dog or child's pose as you need. This is your practice. Support your body today. Right toes go high, inhale. Low lunge. Right foot forward, land it lightly. Right knee over your right ankle. Energy continues to go all the way to your left heel. Back of your left thigh, gently lifted towards the ceiling. Twisted low lunge. Inhale. Take your right fingertips towards the ceiling. Gaze lands over your right thumb now. Exhale, release. Right hand to the floor. Crescent lunge, engage your belly. Inhale, lift your chest. Give yourself a moment to set up. Left hip forward. Keep pressing to your left heel. Lower ribs gently draw towards each other. Full breath in. Twisted crescent lunge. Exhale, press your palms together. Bring your left elbow onto the outside edge of your right knee. Work on stacking your shoulders. Still thinking length from your coccyx to the crown of your head. Take a full breath in whilst you're in a twist. Warrior two. Exhale. Windmill your arms. Place your left heel on the floor. Bend your right knee. Land your gaze over your right fingertips. Full breath in. Reverse warrior. Left hand to your left thigh. Right palm reaches towards the wall behind you or the back of your mat. Exhale. Windmill your hands all the way to the floor. Step your right foot back. You can take rest in down dog. Alternatively, inhale, move forward. Exhale, lower down halfway. Up dog. Or baby cobra. Down dog or child's pose as your exhalation. Full breath in. Exhale completely. Moving through, same series of movements. Left toes go high, inhale. Low lunge, exhale. Land your foot lightly, left knee over your left ankle, energy to your right heel. Twisted low lunge, inhale. Take your left fingertips towards the ceiling. Full breath in. Exhale to release. Crescent lunge, engage your belly, inhale, lift your chest. Find your muscles, don't use your spine like a fishing rod and just pull. Find the stability, engage. Left knee over left ankle.
Twisted crescent lunge, palms together, your right elbow to the outside edge of your left knee this time. Pressing your palms together, eventually elbows stack, full breath in. Warrior two, exhale. Wiggle your arms, right heel bends, left knee bends. Full breath in. Reverse warrior. Right hand, right thigh, left palm reaches. Keep bending your left knee, open up deep through left intercostal muscles as you inhale. Exhale, windmill your hands to the floor. Step your left foot back, option to vinyasa. You can pause if you need. Up dog is your inhale, broaden your shoulders. Down dog is your exhale. Moving through, same series of movements again. This time, a little less alignment principle. I will cue your inhale, your exhale. Trust in your practice, the movement with your breath. Right toes go high, inhale. Low lunge, exhale. Right foot forward, land it lightly. Twisted low lunge, inhale, your right fingertips to center. Exhale, release. Crescent lunge, inhale, lift your chest. Twisted crescent lunge, exhale. Palms together, left elbow to your right knee. Variations here, keep your palms together. Alternatively, separate your palms if you prefer a different variation. Inhale, palms together. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse warrior, inhale. Left hand, left thigh, right palm reaches. Exhale, windmill your hands to the floor, step your right foot back. Optional vinyasa. Please take your rest as you need. Same flow, your left toes go high, inhale. Low lunge, exhale. Twisted low lunge, inhale. Left fingertips to the ceiling. Exhale to release. Crescent lunge, inhale, lift your chest. Twisted crescent lunge, exhale, right elbow to your left knee. Again, your variations, you can work with your hands together or separate your palms if you prefer the different variation. Wherever you've landed, breath is still continuous, in and out through your nose. Inhale, palms together. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse warrior, inhale. Right hand, right thigh, left palm reaches. Exhale, take your hands all the way to your mat. Left foot steps back. Your choice, vinyasa or rest as you need. Full breath in. Exhale completely. Moving through one series more of movement. Still with the rhythm, the connection of your breath, a couple little add-ons along the way. Take rest as you need. Your right toes go high, inhale. Low lunge, exhale. Twisted low lunge, inhale. Right fingertips to ceiling. Exhale to release. Crescent lunge, inhale, lift your chest. Twisted crescent lunge, exhale. Left elbow to the outside edge of your right knee. Again, your options, you can leave your palms together. You can separate your palms. There are a few regulars in the space that work in a bind. If that's the case, right arm is behind you, left arm is underneath your right thigh. Inhale, palms together. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse warrior, inhale. Flying warrior. Move your weight to your right foot. Engage your belly, lift your left toes away from the floor. Right palm towards the ceiling, left toes point to the wall behind you, full breath in. Exhale, land your left foot to the floor, reverse warrior, inhale. Exhale, windmill your hands to your mat, step your right foot back, rest as you need, otherwise make your way through your vinyasa. Knees can be on the floor if you prefer. Transition through baby cobra to child's pose, or up facing dog to down facing dog. Final one, your left toes go high, inhale. Low lunge, exhale. Twisted low lunge, inhale, fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, release. Crescent lunge. Inhale, lift your chest. Twisted crescent lunge. Exhale, your right elbow to your left knee. Again, you've got your variations. Palms can stay together. You can separate them. For regulars in space that are working on this one, left hand behind your lower back. Right hand reaches under your left thigh to interlace all 10 fingers. One day, you guys can teach me that. Palms together. Inhale. Warrior two. Exhale. Reverse warrior. Inhale. Flying warrior. Move your weight to your left foot. Engage your belly. Lift your right foot away from the floor. Hips are not closed, still open. Right hand, right thigh. Chin parallel to the floor. Full breath in. Exhale. Land your right foot to the floor. Reverse warrior. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands all the way to your mat. Step your left foot back. Take your final vinyasa if you would like. Otherwise, enjoy a moment to rest, either in down dog or child's pose. Once everyone finds down facing dog, classical child's pose, knees come to the floor, heels, toes touch, bring your hands to your heels, place your forehead down to the floor. If it feels comfortable to do so, a little rock and roll from side to side. Otherwise, staying in stillness. Engaging your belly, using your inhale, come up as slow as you can. Chin off your chest last. Tabletop position, all fours. I'll spin around for a little demonstration, make it a little easier. Cow face pose, look at your right knee, pick up your right foot, bring it in front of your left. You may need to bring your left knee a little closer behind your right. Place your heels wide enough, use your hands for support, and bring your hips between your heels. Just note that you haven't landed onto your heels. Sit up nice and tall. Maybe your hands land by your hips, maybe your hands land onto your feet, whatever is more comfortable for you. Lengthen through your torso, and then when you're ready, hinging forward from your hips. Try and avoid rounding in and taking tension back into your shoulders and jaw. Give yourself a little bit of space, and it does not matter how far you come at all. More breath in. Gently release, come back to center. Okay, half of you guys know what we're going to do. You can swap over, can style. Otherwise, have fun with it. No one can see, you're at home. Use the stability, trust in your ankles, and we go to the other side. Awesome work. I know you did it. I know you tried it. Once you're back into position, adjust as you need. Hands can either be by your hips or onto your feet. Lengthen your torso first. Find your space, and then when you're ready, hinging forward. Again, not important how far you come. Your yoga is not defined by the amount of external rotation you have in your hips. It's giving yourself that space for contemplation. Trusting yourself, finding you. Breath in. Gently release. Come back to center. Use your hands for support. Rock forward. Take your right knee out from underneath your left. Come back to tabletop. If you prefer stillness, hold in stillness. For some, maybe a little shimmy of your shins or movement of your hips you may require. Virasana, hero's pose. Move to the top of your mat. Japanese seated. Still getting a stretch through your quadricep muscles. You're reducing the blood flow to the bottom half of your body. This may be enough for you today. If you're newer to this posture, taking a rest in Japanese seated, awesome. If you're going into Virasana, hero's pose, take your feet wider than your hips. If you've got your block or your books handy, slide it underneath and bring the floor to you. Keep it a little softer for your knees, tops of your feet, down the floor, hands between your thighs, and you're lengthening all the way to the crown of your head. Really nice seated position to begin your meditation practice, which no doubt a lot of people have time for now. Finding the stillness within you. If this still feels okay, happy for the top of your feet, your ankles, and your knees, you can slide your block to your side and bring your hips down towards the floor. Very strong internal rotation for your hips and your knees. This may be enough for you, you stay here. Tops of your feet still press into the floor, you're not passive. Small engagement of the muscles behind your knee. You don't need to go from 0 to 100.
but having the awareness of the muscles behind your knees. The idea is that you don't push tension through your knees in your yoga. You're going to Supta Virasana or reclining your hero, right hand right heel, left hand to your left heel. Fingertips point forward, and then maybe right elbow to the floor, left elbow to the floor. This may be enough. If you're fully reclining, crown of your head comes to your mat, right shoulder, left shoulder down to the floor. You can leave your hands on your feet to keep it a little bit more softer and restorative. Alternatively, bring your arms up, elbow to palm bind. Wherever you have landed, please be nice to your knees, all 10 toes, or the tops of your feet are still pressing into the floor. If you've reclined, you're still honouring the natural C-shaped curve that is in your lower back. If your knees are coming away from the floor, please don't go as deep. You can always come back to your mat tomorrow. Full breath in. Slowly release. Same way you came into the posture, don't roll to the side. Use your elbows, use the crown of your head all for support. Come back up, rock forward, tabletop position. Again, you may pause in stillness or create a little movement for yourself. Down facing dog. Exhale, roll over your toes, sit bones go high. Ekapada Kopatasana or half pigeon. Right toes go high, inhale. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right wrist. Right ankle towards your left wrist. Doesn't have to touch. It may feel more comfortable for your heel to be under your left hip, particularly if you've got any knee issues. Grabbing your block or your book if you need, slide it underneath your right hip. Walking your hands back towards your hips. Find some length in your torso. And then when you're ready, sleeping pigeon, come down towards the floor. You can bring your forearms down to your mat, place your head onto your forearms, your fists. Alternatively, you can land your forehead all the way down to the floor and let your hands be long in front of you. A little bit of press of energy into the outer edge of your left foot. Not a lot, but enough that you can feel that you're not overextending in the front of your left hip. There's still stability around your pelvis. You're not rolling off to one side, avoiding the posture altogether. An element of passive external rotation happening for your hip, meaning you don't have to engage in your core, your leg, your biceps, not a pulling action in order for you to have the rotation. You do have your body weight over your shins, so it may feel a little intense for some. If it gets too much, coming back out, take it a little softer. Gently release. Start to make your way back up. Down facing dog. Exhale. Step your right foot towards the back of your mat. Half pigeon, opposite side. This time left toes go high. Exhale. Left knee towards your left wrist. Left ankle towards your right wrist. Heel toe your right leg on behind you. You can always have a look back to making sure that it has it splayed out to the side. You're going to collapse it onto the outside edge of your ankle joint. Once you're in position, again, grab yourself your block or your books, a brick, kids' toys, towels, roll them up, chuck them under. Everything works. Grab your cat. No, don't do that. Lengthen first. And then when you're ready, coming down towards the floor. Whether you choose to place your fists on top of each other, land your forehead to the floor, your forearms, personal preference for your practice. One of the postures that I'd always invite you to close down your eyes in, go a little bit more internal with, as not only does it feel usually physically, anatomically, stuff comes up for you. Here's a deep posture that people start to notice also the sensation of emotion and energy as well. Breath in. Long, slow exhalation. Gently release, coming all the way back up. Roll onto your left hip. Turn myself around to face the front so I can, for demonstration. Deer pose, your left shin bone is now parallel to either the long or the short edge of your mat, whichever feels more comfortable for you for your practice today. Place your right knee to the sole of your left foot. So you've almost, if you're looking down, you've created almost like a little bit of a zigzag with your legs. Twisting actions over your left thigh, place both your hands onto the floor. Lower back concerns, this might be enough. Staying here and thinking length through your torso. You're still creating quite a decent twist happening through your abdomen. Doesn't mean you have to find your full range of movement in all of your yoga postures to support where your practice is today. For those feeling comfortable, happy lower backs, you come down onto the floor, and your forearms look like the number 11. Very gentle internal rotation of your elbows, and still thinking length through your torso rather than trying to take the tension back into your shoulders. Let your lungs be open, nice, deep, conscious breaths. Maybe after a couple of breaths, you start to feel there's a little bit of space created. You move your hands further around your mat. Definitely not important if you don't. In. Exhale to release. Come all the way back out. Baddha Konasana. Spin to the opposite side of your mat. Place the soles of your feet together. So if you are lengthways, come to the short end of your mat. Soles of your feet together, your knees diamond out towards the edge of your mat. Bring your hands to your feet. Your heels are about 30 to 40 centimeters from your groin. Tuck your chin to your chest. Bring your lower ribs in and up. Create an intentional movement to then round in. Take yourself a little bit more quieter, a little bit more internal towards the end of your practice. Doesn't matter if your head does not touch your feet, what you're exploring is with your inhale, you can breathe deeply into your shoulders, your neck, your upper back. And with your exhale, you notice maybe even just that you can bring your chin a little closer to your chest. Gently release. Come back up. Opposite side. Right shin bone parallel to the short or the long end of your mat, which you did for the opposite side. Left knee to the sole of your right foot. Your twisting action this time is over your right thigh. So if you're having that moment where I'm like, oh, have I done this side? This one's the right one, this one. Hands are on the floor. That might be enough. Alternatively, coming down onto your forearms once again. Shoulder in line with your elbow, elbow in line with your wrist, fingertips forward, lengthening all the way to the crown of your head. Again, deep breaths, conscious breaths into your lung space. And with your exhale, if a little bit of freedom arises, maybe your hands walk a little further around. Definitely not important if they don't. Gently release. Coming back up. Facing to the opposite side once again. Upavista Konasana, or wide-legged pose. Take your legs where it's comfortably wide for you today. If you've got particular knee issues happening, it might feel nicer to keep them closer together rather than taking them extremely wide. If it feels comfortable to go a little wider, just be cautious of, no one needs to go past 180. There's not a sport or an activity you require that for. So please be nice to your hips. Quadriceps are strong, toes point towards the ceiling. If you need a little bit of support, if you've got like a towel, roll it up underneath your sit bones or your mat, you can roll it up for a little bit of support. If you've got a smaller block, you can give yourself a little bit of support as well underneath. Once you're in position, hands by your hips, lengthen your torso, and then when you're ready, hinge forward. It does not matter at all how far you come. Quadricep muscles are engaged, toes point up towards the ceiling. Rather than collapsing in and rounding, let yourself stand tall. Length all the way to the crown of your head. Open through your chest, and your exhale, maybe a little space is available. If it's more comfortable to do so, you can walk your hands out in front, otherwise leave them by your hips. And breath in. Gently release. Come back to the center. Slide your hand under your knees. Give yourself some support as you bring your knees together. Wrap your arms around your legs. Tuck your chin to your chest, forehead to your knee. Press your toes to the floor. Elevate your heels from your mat. So a little bit of a squeeze. A little happy little cosmic egg in the morning. And release. Turning around, laying yourself down onto the floor. Make your way to Shavasana once again. Crown your head towards the top of your mat, let your legs go long. Please make as many or as few adjustments as you need. That could be through your hips, through your heels, through your ankles. Big muscle groups like your quadriceps may still be engaged and active. Give them a little shake if you need. Let your toes roll out towards the edges of your mat. Anatomically, I always say that if it is more comfortable and recruits less muscles to have your toes facing towards the ceiling, please do that. Find a place in which you can soften. Shoulder blades draw together, palms facing up towards the ceiling. But once you have made all of your movements, I encourage you to find intentional stillness once more on your mat. Resist the urge to adjust, change, fidget or fix any part of you. You may notice that you've distributed the weight unevenly across your heels, but just observe rather than react. Might notice that part of your clothing feels a little bit off center. Can you observe rather than react? It's noticing in these moments what comes up for you that may be playing out in other areas of your life. When times are trying, when things go a little sideways and are different, can you observe or do you react? Come back to your breath. Observe the inhale through your nose, your ribcage expanding, your belly rising. With your exhale, your belly falls, your chest softens. Having an expectation that your mind will ever be a quiet space at the best of times may be a little bit unrealistic. Everyone has had such amazing experiences through life and education, through shared times, through conversations, that it's very rarely that your mind will be a complete empty space. So the focus can shift maybe to something a little simpler. And that is just simply your inhale and your exhale. Once you focus on your inhale and exhale, you'll start to arrive to some space between your thoughts. It may last a moment or two. Please never have any expectation or judgment on yourself if it's not any longer than that. It's within those moments of stillness, where there's some space, that you get the opportunity for self-reflection, observation, for contemplation and meditation. Please take as long as you need in Shavasana. It's always your final posture. I always ask that to each and every person, when you come to your mat, you take a few moments for yourself in the way of gratitude and appreciation for the effort that you made to come to your yoga. Each time you choose to do so, you bring with it such a beautiful authenticity of your practice. It's my absolute true honor to be able to guide you through your yoga. Namaste.